units pretty much did nothing. They were like laying there, and Nerchio took advantage of it. The mobility, the speed of the Zerg pair being in a lot of places in the same time, even with small forces, will cause Adel Scott to get confused there. But here we go. Nerchio is going to stream in after breaking the rocks. Adel Scott is there with his forces. So important right now, so you defend that third. You know what? If I was Adel Scott, I would even totally, completely block off this natural expansion entrance. I do not even see a reason why it's open right now.
Yeah, you know, he definitely needs to get some type of, you know, wall, some type of fortified barrier around like he does out inside of his natural expansion. He is making a transition, though. Forster, I mean, he's got Colossus on the way. He's got Thermal Lance upgrade now being placed down from his robotic support bay. Twilight Council actually not producing any core upgrades for his gateway forces. He's got a couple of the Immortals out on the field as well, and it looks like he's going for the mainly, you know, Stalker and Sentry army. So I feel like we should see that blink come down the line, especially once Nerchio starts to make that dire transition into the Broodlord play. If he can actually utilize that blink play, blink underneath the loose Broodlords, then he can really cause some big damages to go across the army of Adel. Utilizing you know, utilizing that blink tech is going to be very important. He's got to make sure to get that done, man. He doesn't look like it's even planned to go down. We do see level 2 attack upgrade coming down right now from Adel out of his one forge, not going for double the upgrades. So he's also losing out on the armor buffs from not getting those upgrades, man.
I think Adel Scott is in a bad position right now. He's gonna get caught out of position when all the units of Nerchio are there, but Nerchio decides to fall back and withdraw. Those Immortals are definitely gonna do a short work of the roaches, and if the you know, if he can micromanage his forces and the Colossi will hit the Zerglings, that's gonna be that painful. Now Nerchio is on the back foot right now. He's trying to get those Infestors and Corruptors to negate those Colossi, but two Corruptors against 2 Colossi, that's gonna opt so well. But look at Nerchio right now. He's not gonna even fight it. He's going from the side. He's flanking. He's gonna send a force, actually a big force, to the third once again, and he's gonna try and snipe it. Let's see the decision making from Adel Scott. He's gonna go back. I'm not sure that's the correct thing to do right now.
This is gonna take a lot of time for him to get all the way across the field, man. I mean, he has no way to utilize any quick transit. We do see Nerchio now making it into the third base here. It looks like all the drones have been evacuated. Some Stalkers are being warped in, and oh my god, loose Colossus gets taken down half health, and it looks like Nerchio is going to continue following that up here with a couple of Zerglings and some Roaches, and he's going to take it down. A Colossus falls to the ground, man. Only one Colossus left for Adel right now, and it's currently sitting up here on the high ground. Actually, he's got the 2 Colossus actually up on the main base. These 2 Roaches here, or these few Roaches here in the back of the mineral line causing some more havoc, and this has really caused a lot of problems for Adel's mining. I mean, his economic situation is looking pretty bad right now.
Yeah, normally you would say, okay, Adel Scott cleaned that up. He's gonna push with everything he has right now, but Nerchio is so smart. He didn't even care losing those forces. He has now Broodlords on the field. Units counting tab. We have already 4 more are in the making, so he's gonna have 8 very quickly. Adel Scott is doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, he's gonna go and push right now. He's not gonna play the eco game. He's not gonna think about a 4th. Look at the production tab, building nothing right now. He needs those proxy pylon. He has 1 here. And all of his forces are actually going to catch yet another run by of Nerchio. Nerchio does not let him breathe. He's going to come down to the force field. Can he force field? Why does he not force field? And once again, Zerglings are going to stream in to the third base, and some are to the natural, buying Nerchio even more time to get a scary tier 3 army.
Absolutely, and that's his plan, man. These run-bys, I mean, he's doing it in the face of Adel, so that he can force Adel to pull back all the way to his base. Now, he can start to try to take advantage of this situation due to the fact that Adel is, you know, basically utilizing every one of his forces of his big ball of death. He's trying to pulling them back every time any type of run-by comes down the line. So if he can keep utilizing that, he can actually buy him more time to get these tier 3 units out there, thus allowing him to actually bring a very cool engagement against Adel Scott. Now let's go and take a look at that supply count right now here, Forrester. We've got Adel currently sitting on 187 supply against, you know, Nerchio's total of 185. So Nerchio's also got a couple more Broodlords. He's got more Zerglings on the way. He's got some Infestors in the background, and these Infestoids, man, they've got plenty of energy to lay down those fungals. We've got the big engagement right now on the ramp, and it looks like these forces are going to be all stuck. under goo, man. I mean, we've got fungal growths all over the place coming down from Nerchio, and he's only utilizing the siege ability with these Broodlords, hanging them out in the background, using the fungal growth to wear down the forces of Adel. And look at that. Adel is going to lose everything right here just because of fungals and siege Broodlords. That was amazing playstyle there from Nerchio. Great situation for him.
And that's what we were talking about when we are mentioning the infinite micro between the infestors and the Broodlords. But I tell you what, Adel Scott did not have blink. So you know what? Even without the no, what am I doing? Even without the fungal growth, you know, it wasn't that effective. I do not think that Adel Scott were in the position to take the match. So yeah, I mean, it didn't work out for him. It
didn't work out. You know, Adel tried. He had a pretty decent build going. But, you know, it's too clumpy, man. I mean, he didn't do any multi-pronged attacks. He didn't even have Blink. Do you think, I mean, if you think about it, Blink at that point would have been so useful for us. Those Colossus allow him the vision of that high ground, thus allowing those Blink Stalkers to actually go in there, blink under the Broodlords, take one down here, take one down there, take one down here. Even if they get fungled, they're under the Broodlords and they can still self-target those Broodlords. And that could have brought a different situation for him. If Adel would have prepared his upgrades a little bit more fruitfully, then he could have had a little bit of a better situation come from that. And it's unfortunate to see. You know, he's gonna lose 2-1, and there it is. Nerchio takes the win, man. And good job by Nerchio. Great games.
Yeah, definitely a good job. What is our next game gonna be?
Kaz versus Nerchio.
Ooh. So yeah, Nerchio is not getting a break here, but yeah, I mean, Adel Scott, I think he could have done much better in this game, but you gotta hand it to Nerchio. He knows exactly when he needs the time. It's not the unit composition. He knows he's gonna have the unit composition he needs. He needs to buy himself the time.
That's right.
And he had like what, 14 Broodlords? I mean, that's sick. That's sick. What can you do against 14 Broodlords? Which are, you know what, on top of it all, they weren't even clumped up. They were like spread around in like a big arc and everything. So you know what, even with the blink, it's gonna be that hard for him to
yeah. I just really liked how Nerchio handled that. You know, while we wait for this next game to go down, Forrester, if you could just keep an eye on that chat room for me. I'm gonna load up this replay and we're gonna get to the end of it. And I kind of want to talk about like how he actually was able to handle that big army of Protoss, you know, I mean, how to do that. So we're going to wait till the end of this, but, you know, just to look at it, the way he arced those Broodlords and the way he had those in the background and used those Infestors to just kind of hammer down and force those units in that choke point, it was basically, like people out there in the chat were saying, they were called fungal fields, man. It's like a force field, but with fungal. Right on top of everything. I mean, he utilized that so well against Adel's army that he was able to take it down with the DPS alone and the herp to derp ability of using the broodlings. So we're going to take a look at that here in a second. But yeah, anyways, Addicted Fire Server, I mean, what do you guys think about that last series?
Nerchio was pretty smart with those run buys, and most of the time they paid off. Like splitting the Zerglings to go after the third and then Roaches into the second. I think that's mainly what kept him inside that game. But he kept all his like Stalkers and Sentries there for pressure after the first push, but he lost a load of Sentries, gone down to 3 Sentries in total. And then he just kind of sat there hoping that Nerchio would think he was going to attack again, but he had full Overlord vision from one on the little center bit and one on the other high ground. So he saw any warp-ins. I didn't see any warp-ins, so he was like, I'll drone. So it didn't pay off for him. He should have pulled back, but he didn't know the other Overlord was there.
Probably should have, man. But a cool series nonetheless. Now the next one is going to be pretty sweet. It's kind of like a blast from the past, Fire. I mean, you're going to be casting that one. It's Kaz against Nerchio. I mean, we used to cast the Craft Cup, and I remember matches where it was Kaz versus Nerchio, right? So I look forward to seeing how that's all going to go down. Now,
this looks it's gonna be good.
Yes, it does. Now we're just approaching that 17-minute mark, or well, the 18-minute mark here, waiting for this bout to happen, so you guys can see how it actually went down here. So let's go ahead and just slow it up as we start to see the forces move across the map. That was that Zergling run by. Pulled him all the way back here. Adel, I mean, he really needed to utilize more of his core upgrades. He needed to do something here. And it looks like we're there. We're at the point. We can actually watch this engagement as it goes down. You guys can see no blink tech was done. Blink was not researched. Let's go ahead and switch that overlay up so you guys can actually see this. Now, level 2 attack upgrade was done. No armor upgrade was done at all. So we're going to get to this point right here, and we're going to pause it. We see there's spine crawlers up here on the high ground to add to the DPS. There's the spine crawlers on the low ground as well, and many spine crawlers in this choke point. While Adel was trying to approach this, it didn't, it wouldn't have panned out too well for him because he would have had some problems with the amount of spine crawlers anyway. I mean, we see the army composition down here from Nerchio. As we take a look at it, I mean, it's Zerglings, it's a few Queens, and it's Infestors and Broodlords on the outside. Now, the Broodlords, they just kind of hang out here in the background. Let's go ahead and play that here and bring it to normal speed so we can watch a little bit slower. We do see Nerchio going in there with the Infestors, and he's actually throwing down the Fungals, and he's actually keeping this whole army just kind of centered here on this choke point while he uses the Broodlords in the background to hammer down the front lines. And you could see the usage of these Fungals. I mean, it's one Fungal after the other, not even really double Fungling. He double Fungaled a little bit right there, but other than that, I mean, it just kept all these forces held in this one place, and therefore he was able to hammer it down. If you can utilize Fungal Growths and Broodlords this well in the Ribs composition, do it to it, man. I mean, it is awesome, and it works out, and you might have a very successful win rate after successfully figuring all that stuff out there against a Protoss player who likes to go macro. Or if you find yourself in a macro Protoss game thing, that stuff. But yeah, anyways, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Now, any news on the next match? Looks like they're vetoing. So you guys want to walk us through the veto process?
Well, it's pretty straightforward, Duffs. You got the pool, then
well, I mean the progress that
on.
they're making on the vetoes, man.
Oh, Duff. I mean,
not like how do you veto maps?
Honestly, there's like 3 different ways to veto, so fair point. But
yeah, I guess.
So Nerchio gets rid of Antigua. It's kind of a moot point there. And Kaz going to get rid of Belshir. Nerchio then going to get rid of Metropolis. That map is usually pretty bad versus Terran, usually because of the fact that drops can get straight into your base and kind of hover over that kind of little island on the side. So I think that would purely be because of the drop aspect of it and those chokes. And I'm wondering what Kaz is going to pick right now. I'm thinking maybe Cloud Kingdom. I'm not too sure. But we'll have to see what he pulls out of his hat.
No, we're still up in arms and waiting. So, Addicted, man, how you been, bro? What's up? Addicted?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, man. I know you're landing, so am I. You want to fight about it?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering. But how you doing, though? I mean, how things been, man?
Been pretty good, man. Just, just chilling, playing some games
right.
all night, and it's pretty much it.
You finished with your studies? You in summer yet?
Yeah, I finished, but I haven't got my exam results yet, so I don't know what happens.
Well, you have to let us know once you get those exam results, man. We've all been waiting to see how you did.
Yeah, man. Duffs, I failed. I'm getting hanged, man. See you later.
If you fail, you get fired. All right? Oh. No, I'm just joking.
That's gonna be a relief.
That's gonna be a relief. Oh, you don't have to work with these clowns anymore. Speaking of clowns, Fire Silver, what's the next map that got taken out? You see what I did there? Fire. You just gonna ignore me?
Sorry, Duffs. Did you want a solo cast? I mean.
Oh yeah, you just got back from vacation. If I don't give you some crap, then who the hell am I and what am I doing? Man. I gotta keep you on your toes, bro. Man, I hate that word. That's why I use it all the time. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this. We see the first map is going to be Atlantis Spaceship. The Empire Cause did veto out Ohana, as well as it looks like Cloud was vetoed as well. So let's go ahead and join in. Let's get this next game. Looks like StarCraft actually just froze on me. Thank you. Thank you, StarCraft.
It's karma, man.
You know what? Fire it is, Karma. I'll deal with that, okay? That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But there we go. It loaded up. It's good to go. Let's make this happen. Empire Cause against Nerchio. Team EZ.